Okay, so early in March, late in February, because our winter wasn't terrible, the ground was not frozen in here. So then I thought, okay, I'm gonna jump on it. I'm gonna go ahead and direct seed some stuff into this hoop house. And so here in this first bed, I planted sunflowers, and they are up. And because this is in a hoop house, I'm actually going to pinch the sunflowers so that they branch, and I can get as many stems per square foot as possible. Now, I hate drip because it's always in the way when we're hoeing, but these are up, and because we planted in this little trough, if we stay on these weeds, oh my goodness, when they're young, it is so much easier. When they get bigger, you can kind of get screwed. You know, it can be really a big problem. And that's the thing about direct seeding. You have to do it this way, unless you have holes and you're gonna plug a seed into every hole. But when you are direct seeding, that's when you have to kind of default to hoeing. And I'm just doing this is a hula hoe or a stirrup hoe, and I am just very light, my plants are big enough, and I'm very lightly coming down the sides and hoeing them. Now, you want to plant things. I used to stagger, like I would go 2 and 1, 2 and 1. And there is a pattern with that you can hoe, but it's really hard to maintain. So nowadays I am like plant everything in a super straight row so that we can walk in and hoe it very quickly. We will have to come around the sunflowers really quick and with our fingers and go around them. But this takes out a lot of time, and you can kind of stay ahead of your weeds. And because my sunflowers are up, if this soil falls towards them a little bit, that's fine. In fact, I actually like it because it gives them a little bit of support. So you can actually walk through your hoop house very quickly, weeding it this way. And if I have a wheel hoe that I can come and do the aisles with and keep them nice. I actually enjoy hoeing. This is a good job for your young children, or if you've got a person who can be like your bucket washer, and then they just walk in and do a hoeing for about an hour when they come to work. You can keep up on this, but let me warn you, when you get to the point where you are cutting and selling, and it is everything to cut and sell, it really is hard to stay on top of the weeds. Like, this is early spring, and of course I think I can do everything in early spring. So there are strategies using landscape fabric to help with that weed pressure, because soil always has weed seeds in it. Okay, you always have a seed bank of weeds in your soil. And yeah, it doesn't even matter. Some scientist tries to tell you that mice eat seeds all winter. Don't think that you're not gonna have weeds, because you are. They don't eat that many. All right, that is kind of the gist on what I'm doing in here. If I had some seeds that did not come up, because I was kind of using older seed, which is a terrible idea, because you could overseed it, but seed loses viability in time. So you really shouldn't do that. But I couldn't help myself, because I was like, whoa, if it comes up, great. And if it doesn't, when I'm ready to transplant, I'll just transplant over it. So over here is where we have planted our ranunculus. And so I just wet the ranunculus down, because I like ranunculus in hoop houses. You can grow it outside, but you just don't get as long of stems. Same with anemones. The hoop house, you get much taller stems because the light bounces around. So here we have our ranunculus coming up. We soaked it, and then I just put it in soil with perlite, moist until it was rooting really well. I used to do it individually. That's how we used to be trained, but now it's like, oh my gosh, just get it all done, put it in a crate, get it sprouting, and once it's sprouting, then come and plant it. And again, we went with I told her, I'm like, just do 4 rows, really straight rows, so that we can come in here and kind of hoe against these guys. And I have a skinnier hoe than this one. You can get them in different widths. And then we can kind of cruise along and keep ahead of the weeds in here. But this is really exciting to have these guys coming up. And to keep things fertilized in here, of course it's not raining, so you couldn't do a granular fertilizer. You really wouldn't walk in here and spread blood meal or anything like that if you're organic, because it's not raining. So we do foliar feeding inside of the hoop houses where we just have a pump sprayer and we mix up some fertilizer, and that's how we keep these looking lovely and nice.